I want to give credit here to Bob Costas. I don't know how many of you have watched the video that I shared of Bob Costas on CNN teeing off on China, the IOC, the NBA, LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick. I think you can add Greg Popovich, Adam Silver, certainly Steve Kerr, over their hypocrisy as it pertains to China. Let me explain a little bit what I mean here. Regular viewers or listeners to any of my programming know that for years now, I have been arguing that we are in a modern day Cold War with China, much like, for those of us who are old enough to remember it, the 1980s when we were going head to head with the Soviet Union before the Soviet Union collapsed. And unlike then, when as a kid, I remember virtually everyone being on the side of the United States, instead of ripping China, many of our most popular and influential media figures, entertainers, athletes, they're regularly attacking America for comparatively small flaws in conjunction with the larger flaws that exist in China, namely genocide. Let me give you an example. China is right now, for their sneaker companies, producing sneakers that are made with Muslim slave labor cotton. And there are NBA players that have marketing deals, endorsement deals with current sneaker companies that are producing their shoes using slave labor cotton. This is a real life story that actually exists right now. The NBA, with all their social justice warrior slogans and everything else, has been unwilling to stand up to Chinese communism, authoritarianism, genocide, basic human rights violations all over the place. In fact, they haven't even been willing to support basic democracy or basic human rights in Hong Kong. Okay, this has been brought into stark relief recently as the WTA, the Women's Tennis Association, as Ted Cruz said earlier this week on our radio program, Ted Cruz said the WTA has more balls than the NBA for what it has been willing to do in China. Namely, they have pulled all of their events out of China as a result of the Peng Shui incident, where a tennis player accused a prominent Communist Party official of sexual assault, and then they disappeared her. The NBA comparatively hasn't been willing to do anything. The International Olympic Committee, nothing. The overall Colin Kaepernick's, LeBron James, Greg Popovich's, the Steve Kerrs of the world, who rip America to the high heavens, have been unwilling to speak out about China. I've been talking about this for years. So you can imagine my surprise when, credit to Bob Costas, I saw him go on CNN and say much of what I have been saying for the past couple of years on CNN about China, the NBA, Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James, and the rank hypocrisy involved in taking tens of millions of dollars from Nike, which is profiting immensely off of Chinese human rights violations, and not holding anybody accountable for all of those lies. This is a significant story, okay? And what hasn't happened, by and large, I've seen all of a sudden Jake Tapper talking about it on CNN. I've seen Bob Costas talking about it on CNN. We've seen all of a sudden all of these people who tried to pretend that this was not going on suddenly rising up and talking about this as a major issue in American life. And I think you got to give credit to Enos Kanter, who I'm going to talk about in a minute. I think you have to give credit to the WTA, such that even the weak Joe Biden administration, along with Australia, along with England, and along with Canada so far, have all announced they will not be sending diplomatic delegations to China in February. Believe it or not, I still can't believe this is real. We're going to go to China as a world to celebrate the 2022 Winter Olympics in February in Beijing. The fact that China has been allowed to host the Winter Olympics, given everything that's going on right there in the present situation, is frankly and utter embarrassment that is unworthy of anyone with a functional brain actually supporting.